And hello friends, Potato is with you, and this is the second part of the guide to understand and craft for version 121. But before you start, if you want to support me, then be sure to subscribe, put like and write a comment. It's really important to me right now, but we're getting started. Let's start with a device like a thermal compressor. It is made of 4 ingots of compressed iron, 2 iron plates, and also an air compressor. We take it, and we will also need to take some to completely different, I would even call it that, types of heat sources. Namely, it is desirable that something very hot and something very cold. In my case, it's blue ice and a bucket of lava, but you can also use vortex tubes that make very cold and very hot air. Just the same that will be needed in this compressor. But what is he really doing? It is designed to produce just the same compressed air. You can see that I have now placed lava. I didn't put anything here. We already have such a huge temperature on the south side, and it is also growing on the north side. Why is it growing? Because our device heats up and transmits the temperature here. It is important for us to make a temperature difference so that it produces compressed air as efficiently as possible. To do this, we put, let's say, blue ice here. The temperature here is also starting to rise, but less rapidly, and this is good. As you can see, here we now have generation 7.5. Somewhere 76 milliliters of tick. It is also possible to do heat here and here at the same time. Then we will have, as you can see, a western and an eastern temperature difference as well. It will also be possible to cram various improvements here in the future. Just as it is written here, you can even use a torch here. I don't know, the torch will not go out here, but as you can see, the lava has already quickly faded out. So, you can try and write in the comments how to work with a torch. It will probably work indefinitely. Yes, very slowly, but infinitely. Then, there is a device called a bubble pump. You will need it, for example, to pump water or oil. It is made of 3 pressure pipes, a small liquid tank, and also 3 reinforced stone slabs. And also, in order for him to hook this water with something, we will need boron pipes. They are made of 3 pressure pipes. And we take all these 3 things, and let's see how it works. Let's say water, ocean, boundless ocean. Let's put it somewhere, let's say at this height. In order for it to work, you need to put pipes in it in this slot. That's it. Now, if we supply power here, it will work. Moreover, as it is written, it will not work for us from constant pressure. The more pipes he needs to fish out here, so to speak, the more pressure he will need to apply. We ask, let's say, let's give 2 bars. That's it, he released these pipes here. Hop. Here they touch a little bit, but in fact everything is clear, and that's it. The water is taken away. There is also a mode button here, you can take and retract drill pipes. Hop. And that's it, they will be cleaned, that is, you will not need to break anything, and they are not going to come here. Very convenient. In fact, this pump, I think, will be mainly useful only for pumping oil. Go out with that little device, look for where the oil is, make a hole and pump it out with this device, and then with the help of pipes. You lead all the oil to yourself. For example, in recycler oil. Then we turn to liquids. Consider almost all liquids, as I have already said. The first one is a bucket of vegetable oil. To make it, you only need 1 device. This is a thermopneumatic processing plant. Naturally, you will need to give him energy and put here, let's say, pumpkin seeds. You can also use other seeds. And that's it, we are slowly reworking. No elevated temperature is required here to create vegetable oil. Just wait, apply pressure and seeds. In fact, remember the approximate sequence, because you will then be able to make an endless diesel fuel plant. How to do this, we will now consider with you just the same. Then, to make diesel fuel, you will need a yeast culture. To do this, you will need about the same thing, only mushrooms instead of seeds. We put mushrooms here and apply pressure. I completely forgot, you also need to add water here. Where do they dissolve then? We add water here, but more, that's it, the reworking begins. As we can see, here we need a temperature of 30 to 60 degrees, so if you live in a cold volume, you will need to warm up. If somewhere very hot, then you will need to cool down. With the help of ice, maybe a radiator. And after a while, we get 250 millibucks of yeast culture, which in my opinion is quite effective. There is vegetable oil, there is yeast culture, but if combined, then diesel will not work. We need something else, and we will need to make ethanol. It is made from yeast culture and sugar, all in the same device. We set the pressure somewhere 3 bars. We put our thermopneumatically processing plant. Here let's get a bucket, hop, yeast cultures, 3 things, and also sugar. Everything is combined, the same temperature is required here. And now our parabrasive yeast, sugar, and gets cetanol, 50 milliwatts. Well, what can you do? That's what craft is. That is, we have infinite sugar with the help of cane. With the help of some mods, you can make an infinite mushroom farm. And an infinite farm of any seeds. And that's it. You and I can make endless ethanol with vegetable oil. What do we need next? We put a liquid mixer, set the pressure, and shove ethanol and vegetable oil here as well. That's it, mixing is going on. We look at how much it turns out. Here we have a bucket of this, a bucket of that, and it turns out from 25 and 25 millibucks. It turns out 50 millibucks of biodiesel, that is, 1-to-1 is mixed. We also get another drop of glycerin, which is cool, and here is biodiesel. That is, now you know how to make an absolutely infinite source of energy in this fashion, namely pressure. You're just making biodiesel. Biodiesel is made from mushrooms and plants. Combine everything, get biodiesel. Moreover, it is quite effective. That is, we have the most efficient liquefied gas in terms of efficiency. Then gasoline, kerosene. Diesel and biodiesel are the same. That is, just that liquefied gas is 1 and 8 times cooler, but it is an infinite fuel, so it is very cool. Next, let's look at how to make a bucket of grease. To do this, you will need a thermopneumatic processing plant, an ordinary diesel, and also a walkie-talkie dust. And of course an energy source and a vortex tube. Why? I'll tell you now. We put our thermopneumatic plant, here the roadstone dust, and fill in the biodiesel. But for some reason nothing happens. Firstly, because there is no energy. We put out more energy, let's say 5 bars or 8, so that it's even faster. Look, here we need a temperature of 100 degrees and above. Of course we can pour lava, but why not? We have a vortex tube like this. Let us, score another infinite, why not? We can afford it. That's it, the temperature is rising, and we get 1 millibucket of lubricant from 1 millibag. More precisely, a bucket. From 1 bucket of diesel, and also 1 redstone. First of all, an interesting fact, you can pour it. Yes, as strange as it sounds, you can pour it, and it doesn't lubricate anything. That is, you swim in it like that, swim and nothing like that. Well, what's the main joke? If you put a block here, it won't be put, you need to take it to the bucket. Well, in fact, we will need it in the next crafts. Well, before that, let's figure out how to make pickling acid, because this is, consider it the next step to microchips. To create this pickling acid, you will need, first of all, a pressure chamber. You will also need a bucket of molten plastic, as we discussed in the last part. To gunpowder, to rotten flesh, and also a spider's eye. We throw our pressure chamber all this and crafting begins there. Here it is, a bucket of pickling acid. But in order to poison something, we need this something. To do this, we will need printed circuit boards, but they are made using a drawing of printed circuit boards. Where do we get it? Because there is no way to craft it. You can see some kind of Amadrin. Who is Amadrin? Let's get to know him now. In order to summon this Amadrin, it will be such a merchant, we need a tablet. It is made of 7 plastic sheets, a GPS marker, and also an air canister. We take this tablet, and it will need to be charged. Yes, all the devices need to be charged here. We throw it here for charging. Hop, 01, 02 bars. Now we take it and press the PCM in the air. Here we have some kind of incomprehensible interface. First of all, we need a chest. Let's put it somewhere here. Everything will come and go here for our people. Namely what? Namely, our trading components. Press Shift plus PCM, that's it. We tied this Amadronchik of ours to this chest, now we go in. Here's a look at what we have here. We can buy emeralds for our liquids, that is, we can make diesel, let's say we sell it, but also paper for emeralds. In short, as an ordinary resident, really. But there are, so to speak, unusual items that cannot be crafted in any way, namely. This is the assembly program of drilling and ignition, more precisely, the searchlight. Here, this is the most advanced such scheme, we will need it. There is also just drilling, and also just a searchlight. And the last unique item is a drawing of a printed circuit board. That's exactly what we need to buy. How to buy it? We will need to click the PCM here, but we do not put anything in the basket. Because we need to first put what we are going to trade in the chest. Let's take the emeralds. We put a stack of emeralds in the chest, go back here. So let's order a drawing of the PCM-TCM printed circuit board. That's fine. Now it's poked, some kind of tank happens here. Here, let's have a drawing of the printed circuit board, and also here is such a one, here is such a one, and here is such a one. Oh, we have insufficient pressure. Everything is discharged. So, I loaded everything, chose our 4 items again, place everything, probably we have an order written there. Here comes a small quadcopter like this. So look, our emerald, he took our emeralds and flies away. But he'll be back soon. We can see Opa, he has come to his senses again, and is already flying with our subjects. Hop. That's it. He brought us a drawing of a printed circuit board, an assembly program of searchlights, drilling, and double. Great. You can also buy something else here, let's say even fried salmon, or a logistics core, which is cool. An ultraviolet box is made from this drawing. It is made of 3 ration lanterns, 4 ingots of compressed iron, a pressure pipe, and also our drawing. And we will need such object trackers. I don't know why they are called that. In my opinion, they used to be called printed circuit boards or something, but in general, we won't pay attention. Let's see how they are made. They are made in a pressure chamber. We will need 2 walkie-talkie torches, 3 pieces of gold or copper, and also a plastic sheet. We'll get as many as 3 pieces. We put our UV box. It looks, by the way, well, it's very beautiful, so it's worked out, you must agree. We see right here, we have such a template of a printed circuit board, and lamps are located on top. We need to give a pressure of up to 5 atmospheres. Let's give 5. Oops. That's it, the pressure is there. And here we will need object trackers. Look, what is it? This is a printed circuit board, and, in principle, we can even do it for a very long time, not up to 100%. In an ultraviolet box, but why is it better to do it up to 100? Because you can see the success rate at etching is 0% written. What does that mean? That is, we will then etch this board with you in the etching machine with the help of the etching liquid that we made. Here. And in order to have as little chance of marriage as possible, namely it can break, then it will need to be processed again in the oven. Then again in an ultraviolet box. It is better to just immediately make it up to 100% in this device. In other words, we can see right here, we now have such an ultraviolet color. And so, the chance of success with etching is growing. It is better to do up to 100%. You can do, let's say, 80, and then it will be more or less. You can make a threshold, and then they will simply give their best to you. They will be processed in the etching tank, namely, you and I will receive such trackers of objects, a chance of success when etching cert. Let's say 100. We take our device, which, by the way, is made as follows. From 2 obsidians, a glass panel, 2 reinforced brick walls, a small liquid tank, and also 3 reinforced brick slabs. Why is everything so harsh? Because we will have our pickling acid inside. We place a tank for poisoning, and everything looks like this inside it. And here we can place our printed circuit board's object trackers. They are placed only 1 piece at a time, and here we have only 25 slots. On the right, we have a tank. We need to pour pickling acid. Yes, more, yes, more. You can see how everything is filling up right inside here. Everything is very realistic, as if we open the lid here. Throw our object trackers there, and look, we have a temperature here. Etching time is 150 seconds at a given temperature. But to make everything work faster, we can heat, let's do it, lava firm below, and that's it. The use of etching acid goes faster, and, as with us, etching progresses faster. But if your chance of success in etching is not 100%, but less, then you will have a chance to get a faulty printed circuit board like this, and in the end, you would have to get a disassembled printed circuit board. From this disassembled printed circuit board, you would be able to make a regular printed circuit board. It is made of 2 transistors and 2 capacitors, and also our disassembled printed circuit board. The transistor is made of 3 pieces of either gold or copper, dust, and also a plastic sheet. And the condenser is made of the same, only 2 pieces already, and a clot of mucus, also a plastic sheet. But what to do if you have a faulty printed circuit board, and you only need to put it in a melting furnace, and remake it into a regular object tracker and restart it in a circle. That is, the ultraviolet thing is etching further. By the way, we got everything, here are 25, because the UV treatment was 100%. Then we will finally be able to make just a very beautiful device, first of all, and secondly very useful. It will allow us to make advanced devices already, that is, this is the last stage of development in this fashion. In order to make this device, we need to make 6 blocks. This is such a multi-block structure. We need an assembly platform, an assembly drill, an assembly laser, input-output, import, and also export. And we will also need an assembly controller. The platform is made of 2 pneumatic cylinders, 3 plastic sheets, 2 ingots of compressed iron, and also a finished printed circuit board. Pneumatic cylinders are made of 6 plastic sheets, 2 ingots of compressed iron, and also a cannon barrel. The mounting drill is made of diamond, 3 pneumatic cylinders, 2 ingots of compressed iron, and also a finished printed circuit board. The laser is made of the same thing, only here we have glass. The import device is made of a funnel, 3 pneumatic cylinders, 2 ingots of compressed iron, and also a printed circuit board. Well, the export is also done, only mirrored. And the assembly controller is already being made more complicated from 3 ready-made printed circuit boards, 3 iron ingots, and also a pressure pipe. In total, you will need as many as 8 printed circuit boards for all these 6 devices, but it's worth it. How is this multi-block structure built? In the center you have an assembly platform. Around it you put your hands here, which will manipulate the whole thing. I'll leave the export-import together like this, and the laser, and also the drill on the sides like this. Near the export-import, you put the chests, and somewhere, let's say, here or here on the front side. Let's put the assembly controller here. We will interact with all this device through the assembly controller. Here we immediately have a mistake. Which one? Increase the pressure to a minimum of 3.5, and also insert the assembly program into the controller. Let's make the program immediately drilling and burning, that is, double and increase the pressure. That's it, we've done 5 bars, and we don't have any problems. Here we have, in my opinion, imports, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember what kind of color it is. In short, we put a block of compressed iron here. So this is most likely where we need it. That's it, the hand starts moving. Now he will take our iron, and let's see what it will make of it. Just like that, he enters the chest. Yes, of course, it's not worked out a little bit. It puts it on the assembly table, and processing is about to begin. Boron is the first to enter. He turns something there. Even this can be seen over there. And you can see what we are getting. We get a valve for our pressure chamber. Next comes the laser. You could take it all away now. But since we have a double board here, we are processing further, and we get a pipe. And an unusual one, not improved, but advanced. Accordingly, in order to get the valve, we just had to shove a single program here. That is, only drilling. Come on, hand, let's put it in. That's it, 8 pieces. Great, they can withstand as much as 20 bar. This is the maximum pressure in this fashion. They look like this, very beautiful. Well, there was a potato with you. Be sure to subscribe, like, write comments, and also click on the bell. Good luck to everyone, and bye to everyone.